So I'm deciding to challenge myself for 30 days to do 100 push-ups and 30 pull-ups. The reason I'm gonna do both at the same time is because a long time ago, I tried to do 100 push-ups in a row. That was my goal, but I ended up injuring myself because all I did were push-ups. There's something called balance where you should balance push and pull. The ultimate goal for this challenge is essentially to beat my record, my previous record. It's not really to get 100 push-ups straight. That is probably a goal that cannot be achieved within 30 days, at least not in a healthy way. So I'm going to try and beat my previous record, which was 65 push-ups in a row. And then for pull-ups, my all-time max was 16. So for the first 15 days, my plan is going to be to split up the amount that I do throughout the day. So it's not gonna be 100 push-ups all at once. So that should make it significantly easier to actually do that amount every single day until that 15-day mark, where what I'm gonna change up is me doing it all at once. But for now, let's test out how many I can do in a row initially. My chest is actually starting to tighten, so that was a very uncomfortable feeling. So 33, I believe. I can recount it later, but 33 is not bad. I actually have not done normal push-ups in a very long time, at least not that many. I was hoping I could do 10, but once I got down from 9, it felt really heavy. That was actually pretty tough to do both. Definitely out of shape. I think this challenge is gonna be like really good for kicking me back into shape, as I have been feeling extremely weak lately. So let's see how things go. All right, so we are on day 2 for this push-up and pull-up thing. And we're about to do 20 push-ups to finish off the 100 for today. After the first day, I actually feel really sore. So not really sore, like somewhat sore, to the point where doing this is actually a bit difficult. So I'm glad I actually managed to do it. But I'm gonna try to do the last 20 on camera. Okay. Okay, so that should be good enough for now. That's 100 for day 2. I'm thinking that I will eventually need a rest day somewhere along the lines. So I'm debating whether or not I should do 1 rest day per week or 2 rest days per week. 2 seems a lot healthier, but I do want to do as many as I can. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow. I feel really sore from that. My lats especially feel super sore, but we managed to do 30. I think it's equal in terms of how difficult the push-ups and pull-ups were. So we're at a good spot for the numbers. And I only did 5, I think, because I only needed 5 left. I'm trying to keep it consistent where I do 20 at a time for push-ups and then 6 at a time for pull-ups. But the previous one, I did like 7, or the previous one I did 7. So that is why I only did 5. I think I'll over time increase that number, but for now I'll try to keep it low so that it's easy to do this challenge. But that just means I only need to do like 5 times a day. And if I spread it out, I should be able to do it. Let's see how day 3 will go. All right, so it is day 4. Day 4 of the push-up, 100 push-up and 30 pull-up challenge. I skipped day 3, or day 3 was a rest day. So I'm gonna just keep going with the days because I wanna just like finish this. Maybe I'll do some extra days to make up for the rest days, but for now, I don't really mind. I prefer the forward movement of like continuing the days versus like stopping when I take a rest day. So let's go ahead and do some push-ups. I actually feel not sore. I mean, I feel a little bit sore, but like compared to yesterday and the day before that, I feel like way better. So I'm ready to get this going again. Today's day 5 of push-ups, 100 push-ups and 30 pull-ups. We have not done a single one, and it is, hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 10:20.
10:20 p.m. We went to Big Bear today, did some tubing with some friends, did an escape room, ate some In-N-Out, and now we're here. And I'm still gonna try my best to actually do the challenge because, as I said for the water challenge, what's the point of a challenge if it isn't challenging? So I'm gonna push myself to just do it within the next 2 hours, and let's see how it goes. So far what I've done is spread it out quite a bit throughout the day. I don't expect it to be like super hard at this stage since I did have my sore day and healed from it. So let's just get 25 done right now, 10 pull-ups and hit the showers and then come back and do the rest. All right, so we are in the middle of the push-up challenge. It's about day 13 or 14. I think it's 14. I'll check later. But right now, I'm doing 30 push-ups every single time. For pull-ups though, I've been doing about 10 still. It seems to be hard to get to 11, but I have gotten to 11 at certain points, but it's inconsistent. I think it's a little bit harder for me to keep increasing the number every single week. However, I will keep trying until I get up to 15 or beyond 16, which is the goal. But I maxed out at 40 and I think 12 the last time I tried doing maximum, which is pretty good for 2 weeks. If I continue this for 14 more days, which bring me to about 30 days, hopefully that gets me up to like 60 push-ups. My goal is to beat 65, so getting me up to 60, and then like at that point, it shouldn't be too insane with pull-ups for beatings. But let's go ahead and try one arm push-ups. That is gonna be what I'm doing for the 10 push-ups left for today, and I'm curious to how many I can do. I'm just gonna max it out. Probably can't do more than 5 each side, but we'll see. I guess that answers my question. Regular push-ups do indeed help. I haven't done one-arm push-ups in over a month, 2 or 3. So my maximum before was 4 or 5, and now I can do 6. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we are about to do 100 push-ups, not in a row, but all at once with some breaks in between. So it's day 17. I rested for day 16. And what I said in the beginning was I'm gonna spread out the push-ups throughout the day until day 15. So now that I'm past it, I kind of want to stay doing the same method of spreading it out through the day. It just seems a lot easier and nicer that way. But perhaps that's why I should try the other version of doing it all at once, time myself and see how fast I can do 100 push-ups, because it's a challenge and it makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's do this. Okay, that's 50. Did 50 in about 1 minute and 44 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna take a small breather. That's the max amount I've done in a very, very long time. So 50 push-ups in a row, and I'm glad I could do it. I probably could have pushed myself to do 3 to 5 more, but that probably would have wiped me out, making it hard to do 100. But it was pretty decent form. I probably could have gone even lower for full range of motion, but I'm gonna just go by the 90-degree rule for now. As long as it reaches 90 degrees, it's fine. I think they're called military style push-ups. I don't think I can pull out 50 again, so I'm gonna just try to hit like 20 or something. Nope, I'm getting sore. I can really feel it on my outer chest, which is good. I can also feel it on my triceps, which is good. It means I'm using those muscles. All right, 10 more. Well, 40 more, but let's just do 10 for now. 10 at a time. 1, 2. Oh man, starting to cramp up. Okay, I really don't think I can do any more, actually. I feel like I might have made a mistake in doing 50 all at once, because that really made me tired. So 70 push-ups in about 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Dang. That is a pretty slow time. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna push myself to do 30 more because I'm worried this cramp is just gonna get worse. So I'm going to rest up, finish the 30 off like some other time during the day, and consider this the halfway point change for now. It was good progress. I mean, like, I went from 30 something push-ups when this challenge started, and then now I'm at 50 at the halfway mark. So if we can somehow just gain the same amount of push-ups for the rest of this challenge, we'll do about 70 at the end, which will beat my past record of 65-ish. Okay, overall I've been feeling pretty good. Like, my body has been feeling good just by doing push-ups and pull-ups, and I've been training splits as well. So literally just doing those 3 things, I feel like fit. Like, I feel like I don't really have to do too much else, because splits training is actually pretty intense for the legs at least, and push-ups and pull-ups pretty much cover the rest. So it's a good balance right now, and I think even after this challenge finishes, I'll continue some form of it, because I do feel like 100 push-ups in a day is not that hard to maintain. Like, towards the later half of the first half, it became significantly easier to do. Pull-ups though, they've been a bit harder to increase in terms of reps. I think I did 13 as my max recently, like 2 days ago. So that's better than, I think my initial was like 8 or 9. And if I were to increase by the same amount, then I would definitely pass 16. So yeah, it's harder to increase for sure, but it's just because it's a harder exercise overall. But for now, we are going to rest up before trying to do 30 pull-ups at once. I don't even think that's gonna happen, honestly. But I'm gonna try it. I don't know if I should try it today, because I feel like I'm using similar muscles for pull-ups sometimes, in terms of using the triceps mostly. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow instead and just spread out my pull-ups today. Either way, I don't think I'm gonna try to do this every day. It seems kind of like a bad idea. Maybe every other day. So what I'm gonna do is try to reach 100 in one session, and then the next day I'll spread it out, and then the day after that I'll do one session again for trying to reach 100. And then I'll stagger the pull-ups and push-ups, so then it's not too difficult on my body, and I'm maxing out, or not maxing out, but like pushing myself and push one day and then pushing myself and pull the other day. Okay, that's gonna be the plan. It's kind of like thought up on the spot, but I'm just going with my gut instincts for what my body is telling me. So I think that's just gonna be the plan. Let's do it. All right, it is day 18. Yesterday I did the push-ups all the way up to 70 in one session. Didn't quite reach 100, but today I'm going to try and do pull-ups up to 30 in one session. I will likely not be able to do that, but I'll at least try. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, 15, not bad. I think that's a new max for this 30-day thing. My all-time max is 16, so I could have tried for it, but I don't think I would have done a clean one. But I've tried to do a lot of pull-ups at once in one session before without resting much, and it's very difficult. Even if I rest 1 minute right now, I'm only gonna be able to do like 3 to 4. Yep. Okay, just 3. It's 18. Rest 1 more minute, try it again, but I think I'm pretty close to my limit on how much I can do in a small time frame. Excuse me. I definitely think that maxing out while trying to do a lot afterwards is not a good strategy. I learned that yesterday with the push-ups, but I felt like just going up to the max out of curiosity. I think that's it. 21. I don't think I can do much more. I can feel my lats as pretty sore right now. It took about 4 minutes to do 21 pull-ups. Kind of slow, but yeah, honestly, I'm thinking if I were to have done like something like 8 pull-ups, which is a lot easier for me to do, and just rest 1 minute in between each one, I would have done 24. All right, it is beyond day 30 now. We have basically finished the push-up challenge, and the conclusion is a bit lackluster, and I sort of debated whether or not I should actually finish editing this video because of it. But journey before destination, what happened during the challenge matters as much as the result. And I do feel like I learned a lot from the whole experience in general. So first off, I ended up actually getting food poisoning near day 30, and that made me lose a lot of momentum because I was unable to do anything for a good 2 days. And from there, I just like sort of could not do as many push-ups and pull-ups at that point, and so basically I could not reach my previous maximums. So in the end, I got up to 50 out of 65 and 15 out of 16, and I reached those numbers basically around the middle of the challenge. So to me, one of the most pivotal moments in this whole challenge is me switching my method, doing it spread out through the day, compared to me doing as much as I could in one session. And I really think that my gut feeling of sticking to the previous method, the first method, was a good instinct for my part, and I should have listened to myself instead of, like, you know, sometimes it is true you should be uncomfortable and challenge yourself, but at the same time it should still make sense. It should still be a method that supports your goals. And I feel like doing it all at once definitely messed me up in terms of like making my triceps like more sore and making it cramp up more, and just overall stalling progress for the goal, because it was definitely downhill from day like 19 and on. Like I basically missed some days, and I also just did not feel very great during some of those days as well, not just physical but also mental and emotional wise. So it really didn't end well, but overall the first like 20 days I'd say were, in my opinion, the best and most like successful in terms of progress towards getting my strength back. But while I was editing this whole video, just rewatching a lot of my thoughts in real time, like while I was doing the challenge, it motivated me to pretty much do a part 2 of this thing. I don't want this to end in a way where I didn't reach my goals. I feel like had I continued it using the first method of spreading it all out through the day, I would definitely have reached my previous maximums. And that is what I plan to do for part 2 of this whole challenge. For now, I'm gonna take a break because I am traveling to Japan for 2 weeks, so that is gonna be tough to actually find like a pull-up area to do this challenge. So let's take a break, get back to it. After I get back from Japan, I'll reach my previous maximums. But those are pretty much the tips that I've learned throughout the challenge. Try to spread out through the day instead of doing it all at once. It makes it way easier to do it consistently, and it makes it like less likely that you'll get super sore or get cramps like I did. All in all, I am happy with what I've learned in this challenge, as well as just the whole experience of it. So I don't regret doing it. Yes, the ending was lackluster, but at the same time, it's realistic, and if a method is not good and I attempt to do it, the results are not going to really be there. So best of luck if you're going to try something similar, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in part 2 of this challenge.